And welcome to Beyond the Verdict, a channel that delves deep into the world of true crime, where we explore the most intriguing and chilling cases from around the globe. Here, we aim to educate, engage, and enlighten by shedding light on the facts of each case. We delve into the human psyche, the motives, and the circumstances while maintaining respect for all those involved. Today, we will be discussing a chilling case of teenage killers, Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk, who left behind a video diary of their heinous crime. In the small town of Pocatello, Idaho, a horrific crime unfolded that shocked the community. It was a crime that was as chilling as it was unexpected, perpetrated by two seemingly normal teenagers, Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk. The victims in this tragic tale were Cassie Jo Stoddart and her extended family. Cassie, a responsible and well-rounded 16-year-old, had been entrusted to house-sit for her aunt and uncle, Allison and Frank Contreras. As her mother, Anna Stoddart, watched her daughter walk up to the front door of the Contreras home, she could not have known it would be the last time she would see Cassie alive. The discovery of Cassie's body left the community reeling. The vibrant teenager, known for her love of music and art, was found lifeless on the living room floor, her body bearing the gruesome signs of a violent attack. The initial response from law enforcement was one of shock and disbelief. The quiet, small-town community of Pocatello was unaccustomed to such brutality. Enter Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk, the two 16-year-old boys who would later be revealed as the perpetrators of this heinous crime. Both boys were juniors at Pocatello High School and had a shared fascination with horror movies. Brian, a drummer with a professed desire to make a mark on the world, was known for his friendly demeanor. Tori, on the other hand, had a locker lined with horror movie posters and nursed dreams of becoming a filmmaker. Behind these seemingly innocent fascinations, however, lay a darker reality. The boys nurtured a shared predilection for violence, with Brian showing a particular interest in the perpetrators of the Columbine massacre. Tori, while less invested in Columbine, was nonetheless an equal participant in their dark interests. Unbeknownst to many, the boys had a sinister plan in motion, one that would lead to a horrifying outcome. What makes this case even more chilling is the video diary left behind by the killers. This was no ordinary diary, but a digital chronicle of the boys' plans, their chilling detachment from their actions, and their descent into violence. The video diary begins with the boys discussing their plans in a casual, almost nonchalant manner. They talk about their intended victims, plotting out how and when they might strike. To hear them speak, you might think they were planning a prank, not a brutal murder. But it's in this casualness, this disconnection from the gravity of their actions, that we see the first glimpses of their chilling mindset. As the tapes progress, the boys begin to reveal more of their plans. They discuss their love for horror movies, their desire to make a mark on the world, and their fascination with killers from the past. There's a disturbing fascination, an almost fanatical admiration for these violent figures. It's as if they see themselves not as potential murderers, but as characters in some macabre film, disconnected from the reality of their actions. But perhaps the most chilling part of these tapes is the boys' complete lack of remorse or empathy. They speak of their intended victims as if they were pieces on a game board to be moved and removed at will. There's no consideration for the lives they plan to take, no understanding of the pain they will cause. They're completely detached, lost in their own twisted fantasies. These tapes gave investigators a unique insight into the minds of these killers. They painted a picture of two boys lost in a world of violent fantasies, detached from reality and devoid of empathy. They provided a chilling record of their descent into violence, a roadmap that led investigators to their door. These tapes provided a haunting insight into the minds of these young killers, a chilling record of their descent into violence. On the fateful night, the boys put their horrifying plan into action. Under the guise of friendship, Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk manipulated their relationship with Cassie to get her alone. It was a Friday night, and the unsuspecting girl was house-sitting for her aunt and uncle. The boys visited her but left early, leaving Cassie alone in the large, secluded house. Unbeknownst to her, they hadn't really left. They had parked their car down the road out of sight and returned to the house, hiding and waiting in the pitch-black darkness. The silence of the night was broken only by the distant hum of the refrigerator and the boys' whispered conversations as they prepared to execute their horrific plan. The details of what happened next are difficult to stomach. The boys, armed with knives, attacked Cassie. The brutality of the crime was shocking. The young girl was stabbed a horrifying 30 times. The boys then fled the scene, leaving Cassie alone in the house where her 13-year-old cousin would discover her lifeless body 2 days later. The aftermath of the crime was just as chilling. The boys returned to their normal lives, attending school and even talking to their friends about the murder. They reveled in the fear and chaos that their crime had caused, not showing a hint of remorse for their actions. The brutality of Cassie's murder shocked the community. Friends and family were left reeling, unable to comprehend the loss of a young life so full of promise. The horror was compounded by the revelation that her killers were not hardened criminals, but two 16-year-old boys who had been welcomed into her home as friends. This brutal crime sent shockwaves through the community, leaving many to question how such young individuals could commit such a horrifying act. With the discovery of the video diary, the investigation took a swift turn. The chilling footage provided investigators with a first-hand look into the minds of Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk, revealing their sinister plans and their disturbing fascination with violence. The evidence was overwhelming and damning. The video diary, along with physical evidence found at the crime scene, served as the linchpins in the case against the two teenagers. During the trial, the prosecution presented the video diary as a key piece of evidence, allowing the jury to see and hear the killers discussing their plans in their own words. The cold, calculated nature of their actions, detailed in the footage, sent chills down the spines of those in the courtroom. The defense attempted to argue that the video diary was nothing more than a dark fantasy, a twisted role-play that had gone too far. They presented the idea that the boys were influenced by violent media, particularly horror movies, yet this argument fell flat in the face of the brutal reality of Cassie's murder. As the trial progressed, additional evidence was presented, including the murder weapons and the clothes worn by Draper and Adamczyk during the crime, further solidifying the prosecution's case. Witnesses testified, recounting the events leading up to the murder and the defendant's alarming behavior. After a grueling trial, the jury delivered their verdict. Both Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk were found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. They were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, a sentence befitting the heinous nature of their crime. The video diary played a crucial role in bringing these young killers to justice, serving as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. The trial concluded, but the impact of this case continues to reverberate, reminding us of the chilling reality that sometimes the most haunting horrors are not those on the silver screen, but those that unfold in our own neighborhoods. This case serves as a chilling reminder of the impact of violent media on impressionable minds. The actions of Brian Draper and Tori Adamczyk, two seemingly ordinary teenagers, shook the community of Pocatello, Idaho to its core. They also ignited a wider conversation about the influence of violent movies on young individuals. This is not to say that violent media is the sole cause of such horrific acts. Rather, it's a complex interplay of various factors, including personality traits, home environment, and social influences. However, the fascination these two young men had with the horror genre, particularly the Scream franchise, cannot be ignored. It's a stark reminder that we must understand and address the potential implications of the media we consume. The loss of Cassie Jo Stoddart, a promising young woman, is a tragedy that continues to resonate. Her story has left an indelible mark on the community, reminding us all of the importance of vigilance and the potential dangers that can lurk in the most unexpected of places. As we reflect on this case, let's not forget the human aspect of it. Behind the headlines and the courtroom drama, There was a young girl with dreams, a family left to grieve, and a community forever changed. As we leave you today, we hope this case serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of vigilance and understanding the potential dangers that may lurk in our own communities. Stay safe and stay curious. This is Beyond the Verdict, signing off.